guys, it's Chris with Phone Arena here at Huawei's event here in Berlin, and right now I'm just about to take a hands-on look of their brand new flagship, the Huawei Mate S. Now first things first, this device here is very slim, as you can see. Huawei didn't give any particular details in terms of thinness, but it's worth noting that the device is made out of metal. As you can see here, it's all metal, and up on the front we have 2.5D glass covering the with Gorilla Glass 4 covering the 5.5-inch Super AMOLED Full HD screen, so that's 1080 by 1920. Underneath that we have an octa-core Huawei Kirin 935 processor. We have 3 gigs of RAM, and of course we have a choice of 32, 64 and 128 gigabytes of storage, about which I'm going to talk about later. So the main camera here as well, as you can see, there is a fingerprint scanner underneath it, which has been updated. Huawei claims that there's been 100% improvement in terms of speed and sensitivity, so we're going to try and test that. But anyway, the camera is pretty impressive as well. It's a 13 megapixel sensor. We don't know which company made it, but anyway, it's a 13 megapixel sensor with a dual LED, dual color flash up here. We have optical image stabilization, and I think that about covers the back camera. Up front we have an 8 megapixel selfie camera, with something like a flash here, which is not exactly a full-blown flash, but it does wire up, so it does provide some lighting for all your selfie needs. Up on the bottom we have 2 speaker grills, so we have stereo sound, and as you can see, Huawei has actually left the screws underneath visible, just to add to that premium industrial feel of the device. And to be fair, the device sits very nicely in the hand. It's very compact for a 5.5-inch phablet, and again, it looks very well. So anyway, in terms of the software, Huawei spent a lot of time trying to highlight some of the features of the phone. Obviously, the fingerprint scanner was one of them. I have actually had it set up already, and as you can see, it almost instantly lights up. Unfortunately, it goes to the demo mode, but anyway, there's another nice feature. As you can see, I can actually pull and retract the notification bar simply by scrolling on the fingerprint scanner behind. So it's fair to say that Huawei has spent a lot of time trying to figure out how to improve usability by using smart gestures. Speaking of which, here's how you can actually launch the camera. Just draw a C with your knuckle, and you're immediately transported to the camera, and it doesn't take long for that to happen as well. Now, in terms of the camera interface, Huawei has done quite a few improvements, has managed quite a few improvements, including a dedicated professional mode, which is basically your manual mode with controls for ISO, shutter speed, and even aperture. There are a few other interesting modes, including time-lapse video, of course. There's a beauty mode, and of course light painting, which is starting to be which is looking like something of a specialty for Huawei lately. So anyway, a pretty nice device overall. So you're probably wondering how much this is going to cost. This right here, I have right here the champagne model. It's hardly noticeable, but the antenna strips on the bottom, on the top and the bottom, are actually champagne in color. And this one, including the gray model, are going to cost 649 euros in Europe, and there is another pink version which is going to cost 699 euros. This is for the 32 gigabyte version. We don't have pricing for the 64 gigabyte model. And there is another surprise before I go. This is actually important. There is a third model available of this device with 128 gigabytes and what Huawei is calling Force Touch, which basically allows you to use the screen, use the touch screen to do some cool stuff, because the panel itself is going to be able to tell if you're pressing, with what kind of force you're pressing down on it. So one cool demo Huawei did on stage was actually measure the weight of an orange, so it's going to be able to do that as well. But one of the other features that they showed us was within the gallery. I believe I don't have the Force Touch model, so unfortunately unfortunately it's not going to be possible to use it. But basically, if you just press hard, it's going to allow you to zoom around the image inside the gallery, and Huawei is actually tapping the brains of anyone who wants to participate and accepting any suggestions in terms of what else to add to that fleet of features to Force Touch. But once again, we don't have pricing for the Force Touch model with 120 gigabytes of RAM, and we don't have a release date. So once again, this was Chris with Phone Arena with a very quick hands-on preview of the Huawei Mate S, the company's new flagship. Thank you guys for watching.